he actually throw yesterday? Was it 20? Was it 30? I don't believe he threw more than that. So it's going to be interesting to see as they start to build him up with throws, Skip, is he sore the following day? As long as he doesn't have a setback, he should be on target to be ready to go and take this butt cutting that is going to happen to him on September 9th. So that's what I'm anticipating.
Okay, so when I heard this news late yesterday afternoon, no more pitch count, no more limitations, ready to rock and roll.
You started doing cartwheels.
I did. It was the best news I've had through the whole offseason. And it just did my heart good because there's been so much bad news because I went from figuring out that Dak didn't have just one ankle surgery, he needed a second one to get it right. He's got a wishbone scar, as we saw in episode 1 of Hard Knocks, to the most mysterious arm injury I've ever heard in all my career covering your sport, the National Football League, happened to a quarterback. What? A pulled muscle, a lat muscle sort of in the back of your shoulder? A baseball injury to a football quarterback that neither of us have ever heard of?
No.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
Ever, ever, ever. What is up? Is it just a bad break? It's crazy. It's the biggest curveball any team got thrown through the preseason this year. Is that this quarterback, now making $75 million this year, missed the entire preseason. Anything that mattered, he missed it. He missed the joint practice with the Rams. He missed the first padded practice, remember, because that's when it first happened, right? We got to see it on episode 1 of Hard Knocks. He missed every preseason game to date. So it dawned on me last night that, as I said in the video that I posted, Jerry, you are the unofficial head coach. He's not even unofficial. He's the head coach.
The head coach.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Everything emanates. The buck stops on Jerry's desk. And the Bucks are about to run over Jerry Jones because I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Bucks, right? The point is that it's his call and his call only. He could pick up the phone right now and call Mike McCarthy, his puppet coach, and just tell him, hey, this is on a silver platter for us. Just because it looks like Dak is back 100%, he was cutting it loose yesterday. We're okay. We're right on schedule. Let's just give him 2, 3, 4 series, feel of it, see how it goes. Because it is crucial, to your point, after 11 months of no football, with career-threatening ankle surgeries twice and a weird arm injury, he needs to get his feet wet again. He just needs to feel what it feels like in live action. He needs to get his legs underneath him, maybe feel some people fall around him in the pocket, just so he can get his confidence back with his ability to plant with his ankle. The ankle seems to be zero problem. I don't know. It seems like he's 1,000% confident.
Are you going to be comfortable playing your other starters? Because you know you got to play your offensive line. You start offensive line.
I'm good with it. You know, every once in a while, it's football. You just have to risk it. I know it, and you would risk somebody getting hurt. Jerry, how you know, what a fool you were,
because you know that's coming.
But you need your coach, speaking of motivational speeches, which is not his forte, but you need him to tell all of them, we're going to go in there and play full force football for 2 or 3 series. Just go in there and let it fly, because we all need to feel like Mahomes has been playing high reps, man, in preseason games. And Andy Reid said, I need him to feel the whole line's new. They're all the starters across the board. They're all new. I need him to get a feel for the chemistry and the flow of the offensive line. He's got a brand new rookie center. I need him to take some snaps. I need to see it under fire.
Basically, everybody's new. They got 5 new starters.
That's what I'm saying. And Creed Humphrey's a rookie from Oklahoma. He's really good, but I told you, Patrick screamed at him the other night, call it! Because he's got to call how they're going to block, you know, wherever the protection is.
His head is spinning so fast.
Yes, and it's spinning like, okay, Dak needs to feel of that. I would feel, seriously, if he got through, let's just do 3 good series. And we saw him make 4 or 5 good throws. And I'm talking about CD's got to be out there, Amari's got to be out there, Gallup's got to be out there. Again, Zeke, you don't have to play. I'm good with that. But Pollard is a pretty good 1A. And I wouldn't feel threatened for Dak's sake with Pollard in the backfield. You know, he knows how to play, and he knows the blitz pickup. He'll be just fine. Okay? Blake Jarwin is back, and he's really good, and he's made a couple of catches. Let's get everybody back in the flow. I would feel 100% better about September 9th, solo stage, Thursday night at Tampa, the NFL season opener, if Dak just had a little confidence under his belt after 11 months away from real football.
Right. I think the thing, Skip, I know you said you'd like to see in 3 or 4 series, but if he went out there and they put the drive together, let's just say for the sake of argument, they did 12, 14 plays, they went 80 yards for a touchdown.
I'd be good with that. All right.
I'm good.
Okay. If he's good, you know, you got to monitor.
Right.
You got to vibe with it. And Kellen Moore can get in Dak's head. You feel good? You feel good? You want another one?
But, Skip, they're going to beat Skip. This was a 1-month injury when they said it's going to be 2 to 3 days. I believe they're going to be extremely, extremely cautious with Dak leading up to that September 9th. See how he comes out of that game and then try to build from there. The one thing you don't want to do, Skip, is is overtax him with throws. Like, yeah, he's not on a pitch count, but you're not going to let Dak go out there and start throwing 30, 40 times a day. You're going to keep it, you're going to minimize it. Keep it around 20,
okay,
25
well
maybe.
Okay, now you're telling me he's back on a pitch count.
Yeah,
now you're telling me he's being monitored. He has some limitations.
Skip, they're not going to say pitch count, but they're not going to let Dak throw the ball more than 20 times, 25 times in a day. And to build on that. Because the one thing that you don't want to have, you believe this team can win the division. You believe this team can win a playoff game. Let me tell you what you don't believe, that they can do any of those things without Dak Prescott.
Sure.
That's what you don't believe.
No, I got it.
Okay.
But you know that.
Yeah.
But I don't believe this team can win at Tampa on opening Thursday night. But I'd give it a whole lot better chance as a 7.5-point underdog, according to Fox Bet, if he felt a little better about himself, because the scenario you just painted for me is the worst case, where you're sort of tiptoeing into that game saying, well, let's kind of see how it goes. And if they fall behind, whoever I don't know who the backup's going to be, probably Cooper Rush.
But that's the thing that you don't want to have happen, Skip. You don't want to have happen that you fall behind and you ask Dak now all of a sudden in a meaningful moment, go throw the ball 50 times in a game when he hasn't had those kind of throws the entire season. He might not go an entire practice this year, Skip, where he throws the ball that much. They might not, they won't say it, but they're not going to let Dak just throw the football in practice like he normally would because of this injury, because it seems like something that might reoccur.
Well, is it? Because that's not what I heard yesterday. And you've dealt with muscle pulls. I've had a few in my time. Usually, once you defeat it, it stays defeated. Again, the worst one is the hamstring.
Right.
That's the one that's the iffiest, because it's the biggest muscle in your body. But for this kind of strain, once you have it at bay, usually you just forget about it and go on, and it's okay.
I don't know, Skip.
Okay. Well, are you rooting for him to get hurt?
I'm just saying, I've seen pictures, and they struggle with, back tightness or and they're like, okay, we're going to put him on the AL. We're going to shut him down for a couple of days.
Okay, but that's usually like elbow inflammation. That's hard to beat. Anything that's leading toward Tommy John. But this is supposed to, if I'm having to go on what they're telling us, that it's a muscle strain.
Right.
Okay, you've had, what was it, July 28th was the day you did it.
And what's the one way to make sure a muscle strain come back? When you overtax it. Even when you pull a hamstring, Skip, they don't let the guy come back and run the same amount of plays in practice leading up. They're like, look, we would rather have you 100% for the game.
That's the scariest of all.
Yes, even the groins, it's like, look, we're going to such and such.
I agree, that's the second scariest.
We're gonna just monitor it. I mean, we have some guys like Julio have struggled with hamstring, and he's very, very limited in practice. Isaac Bruce struggled with hamstrings. He practiced very, very limited in practice because of those issues. So I just think the thing for me, Skip, sure, I would love to see Dak take a series, but hearing the coaches talk, unofficial, okay, like you said, official coaches, Jerry and Stephen Jones, they said preseason wasn't important. It wasn't important that Dak got in there.
They were trying to downplay the negative impact of your quarterback has a weird injury.
Right.
And they're who cares about the Well, now you got a break. He suddenly bounced completely back, according to all the reports yesterday.
Right.
Felt like he was 100%. Well, magically, you've got one game left, and it's at home, so it's no big deal. It's Jacksonville. It's high noon on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I played against Jacksonville.
Huh?
Yeah, they can put me in there against Jacksonville.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll take that.
I mean, Jacksonville's struggling a little bit, Skip.
Okay, fine.
So it's a prime situation.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just let him play a little bit. Everybody, the whole team would feel so much more confident going to Tampa. Even if you got a 12-play, 85-yard drive to start off, I'd take that.
Even his mesh is on the handoffs.
Yeah.
Dak hadn't handed off in a game. When we talk about throwing, there's other aspect to the game, Skip, than just throwing the football.
Thank you.
You know, the handoff, the stretch plays, and just his footwork and the field people around him like, okay, I'm good.
I got it. Because they're going to walk on the field against the defending champs on a Thursday night with the whole NFL world watching, and the team's going to be looking sideways. Is he going to make it through the game? I don't want that.
Right, no.
Right?
No.
Okay. Play him, Jerry. I command you. Jerry's never listened to anybody.
Exactly.
We'll see if he sent that video to Jerry. We'll have to see. We're going to totally shift gears here. To say things got heated after the Tyron Woodley-Jake Paul press conference, well, that would be an understatement, guys. Someone from Paul's camp was talking trash to Woodley's mother and quickly